Oh, I just love this bag, guys. And I couldn't believe that they're bringing back the Infrarouge, and we've got the egg back again, which is just in time for Easter. So let me know, guys, do you prefer the soft trunk bag or this bag? Silhouette has also been very popular at Miu Miu, and I think it could be a really great alternative to a Neverfull. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. Let's talk about Louis Vuitton bags today. I don't know if you guys watched the recent fall-winter women's Runway collection by Nicolas Ghesquiere. He has renewed his contract with Louis Vuitton, so he will be designing for the women's department for the next, I think, 5 or so years. So it's really cool that he's still referencing some of his old collections, and we're seeing a lot of throwback bags in this Runway collection. So I wanted to go through it today and let me know if there's any bags in particular you're eyeing to buy yourself. I thought it was really interesting that we saw the reference of the Time Trunks collection again. It had a lot of like limited edition Speedies, and I think there was a Neverfull. Hey guys, so sorry my head is a little bit cut off in this video firstly, but also I noticed there was quite a few different years that Nicolas Ghesquiere was referencing with some of these bags. So firstly, I think in this 2015 collection, there were a few like yellow bags with these like strike through detail, and then in 2018 he did a Time Trunks collection, and I noticed that in like a cube bag. He's actually, like, if you really look into it, he's really bringing back a lot of styles and like limited edition variations of things, and I really wonder if he'll like release these in different Speedies, or if he'll take it the full way, or if he'll just like have one style of like each collection, because it's almost like a best of kind of runway show. Notice in this collection there were a few bags that had the time trunk damier being pattern and that like rustic trunk look. There was a slouchy petit mal. This is not a slouchy, this is a soft trunk bag with the J and the little slash. I remember there was something like this from the 2020, I think it was spring summer collection, with this kind of like playing card look, and yeah, that's been done before as well. And then the time trunk kind of reference with this bag, which looks like a soft trunk, but it doesn't have the side part. It just has these, like, I guess more of a frame shape to it, so more of a fortune cookie silhouette in a way. Similar kind of folding to the soft trunk, but because it doesn't have that like rectangle part, it actually folds in even more, and it's giving me like Loewe hammock vibes, maybe like an Hermes Lindy, the way it folds in like a fortune cookie, like something like this, but it's a lot more I guess extreme because it has less of a side to it like that. So yeah, it's quite fancy actually, and I quite like the metal detail on the side. I think they will release more patterns of this particular silhouette as well, and I'm not quite sure what this particular bag is called, but it's the first time I've seen it for myself. There's also quite a few Alma bags in this runway show, so I know Nicolas Ghesquiere was really honing in on the Alma bag the last few collections. You know, he's showcasing like the larger sizes again, which I know for the past few years more people have been gravitating towards like the BB size, but now it seems like the bigger sizes are coming back. I'm not sure if this is a BB, but it looks a little bit bigger to me, and again it has that kind of reference to the 2020 collection, although I think Virgil Abloh also did something similar to this, and some of these pieces also contain the number 7, which I believe in Virgil Abloh's 7th collection for the menswear line, he had a few bags which had the number 7, and I noticed a few bags in this runway show, and some of the clothing had the number 7 as well. So with Virgil Abloh passing, I believe that Louis Vuitton did a collection in commemoration of Virgil Abloh, and it was his 7th collection, but I believe it was released after he'd passed, and a lot of these bags had the number 7 on them. So it's interesting that Nicolas Ghesquiere is referencing that collection and still bringing in the 7 through some of these bags. It could be a nod to Virgil as well. What's really interesting is that they not only printed some of the bags with this like rustic trunk print, but they also had a lot of the clothes with it as well. Here we've got another soft trunk bag. So there's quite a few of these in this runway show, but this one has a real, I guess, subtle monogramming to it. It's almost like the giant monogram, but even more low-key in a way, and I don't know if it has like a reflective effect to it, like, you know, when it reflects and you see the monogram and then you don't, but it looks like a very interesting finish. We've got that like more frame shaped soft trunk, but it's in the kind of like time trunk-esque theme with the luggage tag on the side, which has some like old school scribey travel luggage tag on it, which it looks quite cool actually. So it's kind of like, this collection really gave me like futuristic vibes as well as like, I guess, old time vibes as well. So it's like the past meets the present. And then there's a camera box bag, camera trunk bag. This is kind of a silhouette that I've done before, but they brought it back last year, I think, in the monogram, and now they're doing it in a metallic silver, which is very futuristic. Another Alma bag, but this one is a little bit different because, as you can see, the handles are a lot more exaggerated and the zipper detail is a little different and the top of it is a little bit more open. And I know that the Margot bag from the row has been very much talked on social media at the moment, but it's giving me that similar vibe of like the open top with the fastenings at the sides and the long handles, which is similar to the Margot, but yeah, it's a little bit more classy, I suppose, to the regular Alma BB, because I've done this like patent epi, which elevates it a little bit perhaps. And then you can see the clochette is a little bit more elevated as well. It's a bit more, it looks a little bit more expensive in a way than the usual one you get with the monogram, and it has a bit of an oversized monogramming on it as well. This Alma BB has a similar effect to that grey soft trunk we saw before. It's almost like a subtle hint of monogram. It reminds me of a Speedy BB they did a few years ago. I believe Hello Catwalk City has it, and it's got like a slight shift of monogram, but it's very subtle. So I'm not sure if that's the same finish. It was in like a lambskin, but it reminds me a little bit of that. And here we've got this really epic petit mal, but it features this chunky quilting, which I know Louis Vuitton is really focusing more on quilting recently since they've released that Go 14 bag. And yeah, it's a similar kind of like diamond quilt effect. I mean, when I think of quilting, I always think of Chanel, but Louis Vuitton is doing it in a little bit of a different way. And particularly in this petit mal, well, it's kind of taken on a whole different form. I noticed quite a few vanity cases in this collection as well, which I thought were quite cute, very retro looking. This one in particular is this like long cylinder shape, and you can see that the S lock is on the very top of the bag, and it looks like it's done in an exotic, so a lizard effect or something. So I imagine it'd be pretty expensive, particularly because it's a hard-sided piece, and it looks like the clochette has like a little mirror on it or something, which is quite sweet and ties in with the whole vanity case vibe. Here we've got this really chunky, is this a Go 14 bag? Yeah, it is. I thought it was a twist, but then I remember, I think this is a Go 14, but it's quite elaborate. It has this like chunky tweed effect, which is, to be honest, very Chanel-esque. But, you know, I have noticed that since Pharrell has come on board with Louis Vuitton, they're implementing a lot more tweeds into their collections, and I think that could be because Virgil did, you know, he has a big relationship with Chanel as well. In the past, he did a collection for Chanel, and he's very influenced by Karl Lagerfeld, so they've kind of intertwined tweed into some of the recent runway shows, and it looks like Nicolas Ghesquière is also implementing that tweed fabric into the women's collections. Oh, I just love this bag, guys. I think it's the Lockit BB, and I remember Nicolas Ghesquière did this bag a few years ago as well in like a limited edition variation, but the Lockit bag, I think it was a design from the early 2000s, but this one is a little bit more modernized because the handles are quite straight, whereas the old school ones had like more of a like D-ring effect. And this is such a cute little monogram bag. To me, this is the most commercial bag of the whole runway show, and I honestly love it. Like, I think it is so adorable. I love the way that the lock fixes at the side as well. I think that makes it look very expensive. It reminds me a little bit of my Believe 25, because at the side you can also lock it at the bottom of the bag, which I just think makes it look so much bougier. So it definitely has that, like, you know, old school high-end look to it. I just think it is so adorable, and it's particularly in the monogram. I think it will be quite popular, and I wouldn't be surprised if they released even more seasonal variations of this bag in the future. I mean, look at it. That is so cute. That is actually even cuter than an Elma. The only thing that you might not like about this bag is that it doesn't have feet, whereas like the Elma BB does, but I'm obsessed. Oh, and here we have that new bag. I forgot what it's called. Hopefully I can find the name of this bag when I'm editing this video, but they've done it in the monogram canvas as well. Looks like this one doesn't have any vachetta leather. It has more of a black trim, so if you're not a fan of vachetta, then this bag might be for you. Let me know, guys, do you prefer the soft trunk bag or this bag? Because I quite like the slouchiness of this and how it has a more like fortune cookie silhouette. Silhouette has been really trending for the last year or so. To me, it reminds me of an Hermes plume bag, which is from the 1960s. Well, I think it is. It was very popular in the 1960s. This is a mini plume, and we recently saw this on, I think, last year's, came out last year, like Hermes's runway show as well for women. And this silhouette has also been very popular at Miu Miu. They're doing a similar like east-west rectangle bag. And now Louis Vuitton is also doing a similar silhouette. And it looks like theirs has a little D ring on the side, and the zipper, unlike the plume, the plume bag, it just stops here, whereas this zipper, it looks like it like literally goes all the way around the bag, and maybe it has like a gusset when you open it. I'd be really curious to see this bag. I think it's quite classic, and it's not like a random bag they're doing either, because they actually showcase quite a few colors on the runway, so it looks like a bag that they might be releasing in a lot more iterations as well. And if you zoom in up on it, it's in like a shiny epi leather, I think. Yeah, is it epi? I actually can't quite tell. Maybe it's a more premium leather. And instead of like the these little like bits here, what are they called? I don't know, I forgot. So that bit is not in leather. It looks like they've done it in like a metallic finish or some sort of like patent gold or metal hardware, which makes it look more elevated. And they have some very subtle Louis Vuitton branding here. So, and it also has feet like a plume. So yeah, it's definitely, I guess, one of those quiet luxury bags, and a lot more brands are doing these like classic silhouettes and implementing them into their runway shows, I've noticed. The nice thing about this one is that it comes with a clochette, which has a little Louis Vuitton logo on it as well, and it has a lock, which the mini plume actually doesn't come with all those details. It's very minimal. This bag is actually pretty hard to craft as well. Apparently it takes a really long time to make. So yeah, I'll be curious to know what the Louis Vuitton one is like. It looks like it's a little bit more elongated as well. Oh my gosh, guys. And I couldn't believe that they're bringing back the Infrarouge. Let me know, guys, were you a big fan of the Infrarouge back in the day? Because I was obsessed. I really wanted the Infrarouge Petit, it was the Infrarouge Pochette Matisse and the backpack, Palm Springs backpack. I remember I saw Kylie Jenner with the Palm Springs. Oh no, I think she had the Pochette Matisse. Yeah, anyways, so as I said, Nicolas Ghesquière is definitely like, it's kind of like the best of his like collections. And yeah, there was this Petit Mal in the Infrarouge, but I can't quite remember if he did any other bags in the Infrarouge in this collection. And then the egg. This was a bag that I think first was previewed in the 2019 runway show. He did a few like egg bags. I remember there was a mini one as well. And in that runway show, there was a few really interesting bags. Like I remember there was like a cassette bag, an interesting tote bag, and yeah, now we've got the egg back again, which is just in time for Easter. So let me know, guys, if you're eyeing this Easter egg bag. I think it's pretty cool. I've always liked it. I think the mini version is quite effective as well. And, you know, there was a rumor last year that the Neverfull was being discontinued. And I had a theory that they'd release a tote bag with a zip, because that is what everyone is asking for. And lo and behold, guys, we have this new tote bag with a zipper. This to me looks like it's based on an older style. Let me know, guys, if you know exactly what this style is called, but I'm sure Louis Vuitton has done it before. And I think it could be a really great alternative to a Neverfull, because it has those long straps, has a zipper. The only con could be is that it's probably more expensive than a Neverfull, but I wonder if it comes with a pouch as well. I think that's actually quite a cool bag, and it looks like the strap is adjustable, so you can make it as long or as short as you like. We've got the little vanity case again in classic monogram. And then there was this really cute hat box bag which adorned the Twist logo, and it came in quite a few sizes and usually in like colors as opposed to monogram. Then the soft trunk was also done in smaller versions with a chain, which looks a lot more dressy, like a micro version, which is really cute. We have the is this the City Steamer bag? Is it, guys? I can't remember, but oh no, it's not. It's another bag. Anyway, I forgot what this bag is called, but it's a fancier bag from Louis Vuitton, and they've done it in this like shearling material with like shearling ears. Oh, this soft trunk was quite pretty. It was like a iridescent pink shimmer effect, which looks quite nice. And then finally they did this bag, which I think this is another key trend of the recent runway shows, this like tone-on-tone hardware, because in the last Hermes runway show, which I reviewed in one of my previous videos, I noticed that they were doing Constance bags with like tonal hardware, so they covered the H with leather, and here they've done these like almost trunk style petite malle bags, but they're doing them in like tonal colors, so it's red with red hardware. It still has a little bit of gold throughout it as well though, which is interesting. And this is different to a petite malle. It's got a softer structure, so it's almost like goes with the soft trunk vibe as well, where it's like a trunk but softer, and it's a bit of a camera bag vibe. The zip goes all the way around again, which is similar to that like plume bag that Louis Vuitton was doing, and it looks like you wear it like a clutch. Not sure. I'm sure it has a shoulder strap as well. It looks like the top has D rings, so you could probably wear this crossbody, but it kind of looks more fashion if you wear it as like a little clutch. And I think this bag could be a good alternative to a petite malle because it looks like it would probably hold more, be easier and softer to use, and you could dress it up like a petite malle. So this could also be the next like it bag, to be honest. I think it's really innovative of Nicolas Ghesquière to reinvent the petite malle, because that was literally the bag that got him the job at Louis Vuitton. I believe he designed the petite malle and he used it as when he was going for his job interview, and they saw his design and he was hired. They loved the design, and it was like pretty much his most famous it bag. So yeah, it's really cool to see that he's reinventing himself, and he's also referencing bags from his older collections. I thought it was a pretty cool runway show. I really enjoyed some of those throwback pieces. Let me know what was your favorite bag, and yeah, thanks so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye!